Hey guys, what's up? So if you can hear me, I believe we're live right now. So if you can hear me, simply type 1 in the comment box and let's in the chat box and let's get started. Okay, I'm going to just send a reminder to the group one more time. Oh, come on. All right. So give me about 1 more minute. Let me just set up some things and we can get started. Mhm. Let me see. Okay. Okay. So let's just give me a minute, please. CW. All right, cool. So I'm just trying to set up some things backstage here so that everything flows properly. And we are done with that. I think I've sent the last reminder, so let's get started. Uh, hey guys, what's up? So once again, I would like to welcome you to today's webinar. We're already 2 minutes in, and today we're going to be talking about email marketing, how profitable it is, and how anyone who has above secondary school education and can speak, read, and understand good English. You can speak, you can read, you can write it, you can understand it. You have all of this under check. Can at least earn even if is $500 each and every month while living in Nigeria, right? I'm also going to be showing you the massive way that you can actually use to profit or at least leverage between the naira and the dollar, right? So if you're looking over here, this is just a small stack of 100,000 naira, basically. This is 100,000 naira, right, in Nigerian currency. And what we have over here is a $1 bill. Now, what I like to ask is this. If you were to give a child these two notes and you wanted to get one of these from the child. Now, the reason why I say child is because the child does not have full idea the main worth of these notes, right? And the child wants to get one out of it. Now, which of them do you think will be much more easier for the child to actually give up? The stack of 100,000 naira or just this $100 bill? Obviously, the answer is the $100 bill. And that's because it's kind of smaller, but in real life, it's actually way bigger, right? I mean, two of these notes is about 150,000 naira. And that's the leverage we're actually going to be using on studying on today's presentation, because it's much more easier to get a foreign company or a foreign employer basically to pay you $500 to $1,000 for the work you are doing. And that's, if you convert that to naira, that's about 300 and something thousand naira, or even $1,000, as much as 700,000 naira. And it is to get a Nigerian to pay you 150,000 naira as salary, basically. Okay. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to share my screen now just to know if you can see. If you can see it, simply type 2. And let me just send one more reminder to help those who are yet to join the webinar. Okay, so that's it. All right. All right. So if you can see my screen, simply type number 2 and let's proceed. Yes. All right. Awesome. Okay. So let's proceed. All right. All right. So once again, I'd like to welcome you to today's webinar. Now, today we're going to be learning the recession-proof formula, how to get paid no less than $1,000 each month by simply writing short emails and working not more than 2 hours each weekday, right? And what I'm about to show to you today works even if you've never written anything before. Talk more of writing emails, and even if you've never earned in dollars before, and maybe you're wondering also, how do I get paid in dollars, or how do I earn in dollars, and the rest of that, right? But like I said at the beginning of this webinar, you have to be able to, number one, speak good English, number two, understand good English, and able to read and write it to a certain extent. So if you have, I think if you have secondary school education and above, then you are good to go. Now, a few more things I would like to actually note before we get started on this webinar is the first one. Now, the first thing is that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, okay? So I want to get that at the back of your head. In fact, at the front of your head, joint self, basically. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. So if you're looking for something that if you start today, you can make 2 million naira in the next 2 weeks, then this is not for you. It will be, I would highly appreciate if you have that mindset. Either you switch it, or you can just leave us, you can leave the presentation right now. You're not one of us, and that's fine. Not everything is for everyone, right? Now, the second thing is, I believe I gave you guys a reminder to be in a quiet place, of distraction free, and also get some sub, get some data. If you're the kind of person that is managing 15 MB, because this class is going to take approximately 1 hour, 10 minutes, right? And somewhere down the line, I'm going to start shouting, my data will soon finish. This is not for you, because it requires data to actually make money online. So it's either you subscribe or you know what to do. Do the needful. You can leave the webinar room. I probably don't need you here. One last thing. Now, as we go through today's presentation, as we get to the end of the webinar, I'm going to present you with an offer, right? Now, this offer is not for everyone. If you decide to take it, that's fine. If you decide not to take it, that's also fine. What matters is what we're doing right here and right now, okay? So now that I've said that, let's continue. Now, the goal of today's webinar is to help you tap into the unexplored opportunities that comes from writing simple emails for foreign businesses, even as a beginner, right? Even as a beginner, you should be able to earn at least, even if it's $200 to $300 for these emails that you write. Now, you see, unless you're already rich, chances are that the current state of the Nigerian economy is messing you up. Like this was basically earlier last year when Naira fell to 755. And within a week again, it went to 868 Naira to a dollar, right? And currently, as I'm hosting this webinar, I think we're above $750 to 550 Naira to a dollar for this, right? Now, even if by chance you are doing pretty good, the percent Naira to dollar crash must have woken you up and the need for you to earn in dollar. Because not just do you make more money more easily when you are actually earning in dollars, earning from a first world country and living in a third world country like Nigeria, it also hedges you against any, would I call it gra as the Nigerian economy wants to do, or the rest of that. Think of it, as of early last year, that was 2022, if you were earning 500K a month, then you were good. But if you're earning $1,000, you're earning about 550K a month. Now, by the end of last year, when Naira was around 760 or so, if you're earning $1,000, your salary, you're still earning $1,000, but now in Naira, you're making 760,000 Naira. Whereas the person who is earning 500,000 Naira is still earning 500,000 Naira, and is able to afford less things than they could afford at the beginning of the year because of the bad economy, right? So I get that you see how important it is to actually find a way to earn in dollars. Now, who is this webinar for? This webinar is for you if you can speak and write good English and you have no problem dedicating not more than 2 hours on weekdays to write these short emails for businesses and get paid at least $500 to $1,000 and above writing these emails. These are special type of emails and I'm going to show them to you, okay? This webinar is also for you if you'd like to make money online without bringing 5 people or bringing 10 people or bringing 2 people and without relying on luck. Very important, right? Because most people think that they'll just sit down in their house and money will come and meet them. But that's far from how the world works, basically. Okay? One more thing, let me just send a reminder to this group again. Sorry about that, but it seems some people do not know how to operate computer. And if they can't do that, then this webinar is basically not for them. All right, cool. So lastly, this webinar is for you if you've tried other online business opportunities in the past, but you failed because of one thing or the other. Maybe you had no one to guide you, or maybe you just felt like it was not for you, or maybe you rushed and put your money into forex and crypto, and otilo, it went. Your money went into thin air, right? Then this webinar is for you. If moving forward, if you stay until the end of today's webinar, you're going to learn the 3-step blueprint to becoming a well-paid email marketer who works less hours and still earns more. Take, for example, one of my students, Amo Kokumo, right? See, this is $800 for being an e-commerce email copywriter for one single project. I mean, if you calculate that at today's exchange rates, where is my calculator? We can just do that 750 times 800. That's over 600,000 there for this simple project. And this is going to take you a week or less, or even a month. But even 600,000 a month is like dream money to the average Nigerian, or to the below average Nigerian, basically. Now, you're also going to learn exactly what type of emails that you write for foreign businesses that takes such little amount of time to write once you have the formula and you know how to write these type of emails in, once you have it locked in, because not everyone can write kind of emails, right? And yet still gets you paid $1,000 and above for writing these emails. Now, take for example, this is one of the emails I wrote for a company. And as you can see here, this is a picture taken from my laptop. One of the emails did $4,529 for the company. Second email did $3,000 for the company. Now, within just 2 emails, within 2 days, I've been able to help this company make $7,000 from their customers. What's stopping me from charging them $1,500 or $2,000 to write these emails for them, right? Because they know that the emails I write are profitable and is making them money. So I, in turn, deserve to get paid a really good amount of money. Okay? Now, lastly, you're going to learn my fail-proof formula for getting foreign businesses that want to pay you top dollar for writing these emails, because it's one thing to know how to write good emails, and it's one thing to know email marketing and email copywriting, and then another thing to actually get hired and get paid really, really well for it. Okay? So here's one of my students. He's one of my students, like, hi, Walter, I hit $5,000 today, and this was on Upwork. I was like, let's go. So proud, and the rest of that. Now, what makes this webinar different? You get to learn directly from someone who has actually walked the talk, right? Here's a screenshot of my profile on Upwork, and it's like top rated plus, right? $13,558. This was earned within the space of 5 months. It was an average of about, I think, $3,000 every single month. Okay. And here is also another email I've written for a client. And on the proposal here, we are texting via emails for the company to hire me. I was like, attached below is my proposal. And if you look over here, you can see it's cost of 14 emails, 1,200. Wait, rounded this up to 16 emails, and I got paid $1,500 for writing these emails. This is the transaction coming in. This is the name, Ralph. If you can match it down to the person I was emailing, you can also see it, hi, Ralph, and whatever. That's the CEO of the company I wrote these emails for. Okay. Now, before we get started, let me introduce myself. My name is Walter Innaya, and if you are here, chances are this is the first time you're actually probably meeting me. I am a top-rated plus freelance copywriter. I am an 8-figure freelancer. I'm a mentor to over 3,000 plus students, and I've collectively made over $2.5 million in the past 1 year with my teaching. Right? So in case, and I'm also a client acquisition expert, which means I am really, really good at getting businesses to actually hire me for my high income skill and my high income service. Okay? So just in case number 3 confuses you a bit, it's quite simple. Let's say you get started as an email copywriter today, as an email marketer, and let's say next month you get your first gig, they're paying you $500 a month or $1,000 per month to the end of the year. That means you've made about $8,000, right? And if you've made about $8,000, multiply that across 10 tons of my students, and we are way past this amount. I just put this amount here because I don't have time to update it. Okay. Now, before I was any of these things, I actually struggled as a beginner freelancer and copywriter. Yeah, it's how it all began. So this was me back in 2018. I was living in a mod house. I was working with low-paying Nigerian clients. I was being underpaid, and I was a struggling copywriter. Around this time, I had just dropped out of school because there was lack of funds, right? I was studying this thing, pharmacy, but funds did me strong thing, and I had to do this thing. Then I had just my Infinix Hot 5 with a cracked screen. And that's what I used to start freelancing, because I Googled online, I saw freelance, I was like, this, that, end up on Fiverr, blah, 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 and try and error. We got our first clients, we got some clients, and we started working with Nigerian clients, and they were paying me 10,000 a month. But like this was not enough money for me to move out of the mud house, right? This was a picture taken on the day I moved out of the mud house. I was like, these are the freelancing that made me want to start it, right? And I started trying working for foreign clients. And I got my first clients that paid me $100. Then that came in at 36,500 naira basically, right? And that was like super awesome because that was like, in fact, basically double my salary for a week's worth of job that I've been doing for Nigerians that I've been working with basically. And I had to work less hour because they were paying me 10,000 a month, and I got paid 36,500 for a job that took me 5 days to complete. So that was built less work and more money. I was like, this is actually what I want to do. This is how I want to freelance and earn dollars. And over time, I got some coaching programs, got some courses, kept doing it. And I started closing deals upwards of 1,000, 5,000, 6,500, and the rest of that. And you've seen even my earnings on Upwork, which is over $13,000, right? Cool. Now, this also, I struggled like that for a long time until I learned how to land high paying clients who paid me in dollars via freelancing. And it was during this same time I found out one of the most profitable skills that you can sell as a freelancer. And that's what you call email marketing, or basically being an email copywriter. And this is what I'm teaching you on today's webinar, basically writing simple emails for these clients and for these businesses. Okay. And now I'm able to afford the lifestyle I want, work my own hours, meet people of high importance. And I've made over $150,000 in the past 4 years via this skill set that I'm actually doing. So here's a picture of me with Honorable Akin Alabi, right? He's also the CEO and owner of Naira Bet, basically, in case we have guys that bet here, or basically everybody knows Naira Bet. Their adverts are everywhere, right? And I've been able to get a Dubai 3 years residency. This is me when I'm in Dubai in my apartment, basically. So you can see it here. I'm able to travel to over 4 countries within that space of time. This is me in front of Skyview Hotel. This was me in front of the Burj Khalifa, and basically just pictures of me in Dubai, right? Now, this right here is the exchange. I don't know if you can see it from your screen. We're using a laptop, you should be able to see it, right? And you can see it comes from Ahmad Red. Now, this was 4.2 million naira, which is basically $6,500. That for one of the biggest projects I've actually done for my clients working outside the country. So I'm not telling you that if you start today, you will make 4.2 million naira. No, you will not make 4.2 million naira. And basically, you can see it's there in Naira Walter Chukwuebuka, blah, 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 blah. Basically, that's it, right? I'm not telling you that if you start today, you're going to make 4.2 million naira next month. That's not going to happen, even if you use Juju. But I'm telling you that if you take this seriously, give it a few months and get really good at email writing and email marketing, you can be either a full-time email manager for a high-tech company or a big company and be earning as much as $5,000, $6,000 every single month on a retainer basis. Okay? So this was basically a picture of me in a first-class flight, right? Now, if you'd like to be able to afford the things that you would want without stress, simply type "me too" in the comment section. Let me know that you're with me, and let's proceed. All right, all right, all right. Now, the best part of this is that this transformation has not happened for me, but for my students also, right? Take Tim Lane, for example. This was the first message he ever sent to me back on 16th of September 2021. It's like, "Hi Walter, please send me the free webinar that teaches me how to get high-paying foreign clients and gigs as a freelancer that lives in Nigeria." Right? Basically, almost the same message you basically sent to me before you got to this webinar. Right? And now, within the space of less than a year, this was 23rd of August 2022. It was like, "Hi Walter, hit the $20 milestone." Right? And this was, you can see his profile here, Tim Lane. Oh, $20 per hour, over $20,000 earned. And last time I spoke with Tim Lane, he has earned over 27,000 US dollars by simply being a copywriter and working with foreign clients. And this is only on the Upwork platform. If he's using LinkedIn or other platforms, he's earning way more than that, right? And one of my favorite testimonials from Samuel Kokumo is like, "Boss, good evening. This is just a random appreciation message. You could have kept your knowledge to yourself and not share with us. Your selflessness is changing my life. I owe you on that testimonial video this coming month," right? It's the least I can do. Now, these are about a few testimonials I'll be showing to you, but I want us to get straight to the main point right now. Now, to make it even better, this is not a one-off type of thing. Just because you got paid $1,000 to write a series of emails doesn't mean you're not going to get paid more and above that. So I talked about retainers and working with either multiple companies or working with one company. Now, once I start explaining what email marketing is and how email copywriting works, you're going to get more insights into how that is feasible or how that can basically manifest in your life. Okay? Cool. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that this works, right? Now the question is, would you want to go through all I went through, living in the mud house, being a dropout, and struggling? Took me 4 years to actually, in fact, basically 5 years now, right? Or would you choose the simpler, faster, and more straightforward method? If you choose the simpler, faster, and more straightforward method, simply type yes in the chat box and let's proceed. Now, the reason I say that is I want to know that I'm actually talking to live human beings here before I start the main class. Okay? Now, one more thing. Okay, awesome, awesome. One more thing before we dive in. You may be wondering whether you can or you can't do what I'm about to share with you today. And this is a very valid concern because what you really want to know is this. Will this time be different? Will you finally be able to get a solution you've been looking for all this while? And I believe you can. And as we go through this presentation today, I'm going to show you how this unique approach seems to have worked for different people. Different people from different backgrounds, all with their own unique set of challenges. So look forward to that, and should help you see that you in fact can do this too. Now, as I said that I believe you can, remember what I said. If you cannot speak good English, you cannot write good English, you cannot understand good English, you are not under this category, please. Okay, so once you have that criteria already set, then the rest of us can move forward. Okay, now on that note, let's get started. So the first thing you want to know is, what is email marketing and how does email marketing work? How does email marketing actually work? Okay. Now, guys, email marketing is simply it's just simply the technology, marketing with emails. Now, take for instance this webinar that we are actually live here on right now, right? Over every single person who is here now live actually had to input their email to join us on this webinar, right? So virtually everyone who has a phone in this life basically has an email. So that's it. So you're basically selling via emails for these companies. Now, for the average person, that's hard to do because they don't have anything to sell, they don't have any product and the rest of that, and they don't even know what they don't even have to go through the process of setting up a business. All you have to do here is write these emails for these companies to help them sell their products, right? So that's how it works. So companies get a list of people who are a list of emails of people who are interested in hearing from them. Let's say you are interested in, let's say, manpower. Yeah, let's say manpower. Basically, you're interested in all these sexual performance enhancement drugs, right? Or maybe you're following a doctor or a scientist online that talks about it, right? And you join their email list and they're telling you about different drugs they discovered that can help you last longer and the rest of that, blah, 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 right? Now, if the person says, okay, this is the drug I've released, or this is my coaching program on how you can do this, right? They sell to the list of people. Maybe they have 2,000 or 3,000 people who want to buy this aphrodisiac or these drugs basically from them, right? If only 50 people buy and each of or let's say 100 people buy and each of it is basically $10, you've helped that company make $1,000. So obviously from just one email they've made $1,000, and if over the course of 5 emails they make the cost of maybe $10,000, they're going to have no problem paying you $1,000 or $500 for the work that you've actually done. Okay, so that's basically email marketing and how it works. So moving forward, now that you now understand email marketing and the whole ideology behind it and why it works the way it works, right? Let's understand how it works. Let's get down to the 3-step blueprints that gets you to become a well-paid email marketer who works less hours and earns more. And it's very important because I run multiple businesses, right? And one of the things I always tell people is I like a business that I can live my baby boy lifestyle or just enjoy my life and keep doing, right? And that's why anything which comes to making money online actually super appeals to me, and it should to you too, because you want to make money. Sure, you want to put in the work. Making money is not an easy thing. You want to make tons of money, right? But you also want something that will not actively disrupt your life. And that's why I'm talking about email marketing in this case. There are other things you can do online, but you can have to work about 10 hours, 20 or 15 hours a day. You don't want to do those kind of things, right? So it's very important that you can work less hours and earn more. Your friend or your neighbor who is going to their workplace, wake up in the morning around 5 or 6, they arrange for work, go to work, come back around 5 or 6 in the evening or even 7, right? And at the end of the day, what are they paying the person? 300K, 400K. Whereas you can write 5 emails and get paid $500 to $1,000 for this. And you're already making more than or even up to ×2 of what that person makes with a month's worth of work. The key to that, leverage. Remember at the beginning when I showed you this stack of 100,000 naira on my hand right here, on my right hand, and the $100 bill. That's the leverage that actually makes your life so much more easier. Okay. So the three-step blueprint to becoming a well-paid email marketer who works less hours. Let's get to it. The first thing is understanding the core use of email marketing. So I already explained that about 2 slides ago, where I talked about how email marketing is basically you selling to an email list for on behalf of a company, or writing emails that get people to actually buy what the company is selling. The company could be selling a supplement, they could be selling there's so many things the company could be selling. They could be selling a gadget, phone cases. They could be selling a software. They could be selling consultation. They could be selling coaching. I've written emails for fitness trainers outside the country, right, or in America, to help them get more different. And it's very profitable for them because they can charge as much as $300 per month to actually train people, right? Whereas most trainers here in Nigeria are charging about 10,000 naira. So if you compare the difference, the person is making about 200K per month from one person, and a trainer in Nigeria is making 10,000 naira per month. So they don't even charge up to 10,000 naira. If you compare those two things, basically, that means the trainer in Nigeria has to work with like 30 clients to earn what that person earns from working with one client. Again, what do I say to you? Leverage, because leverage is super, super important, right? So that's understanding the core use of email marketing. I already explained that. Now, the next step you actually want to complete is learn email copywriting. This is, would I say, the most important step of all, because once you get this skill set right, it's very easy to actually do this. And this should take you no more than 7 to 8 days or 10 days if you actually put about 2 hours every day to actually study it, for you to actually learn it. It starts from the subject line of the email. That's the first thing you see when an email comes into your listing. And to the end of that, right? And to the body of the email and the rest of that, right? So you want to learn how to actually write good and decent emails for these companies, because these companies have tons and tons of people that want to listen to them. They can have up to 10,000 people. They can have up to 5,000. They can have up to 100,000. I've written for one of the biggest projects I've done was writing the emails for a company that had 600,000 subscribers. Right, 600,000 people wanted to get emails from them. Right, and that's one of the most profitable works I've ever done. So there are tons and tons of companies. There are companies that have over 1 million and the rest of that. But basically, if they have about 5,000 up and above, 2,000 up and above, and they are a company that sells in dollars, very important, then you can help them become insanely profitable, and you in turn get paid for it. Your own job is just to do 1 hour or 2 hours of work a day, while they are doing the rest of the work. They are processing the payment, they are doing every other time. Okay, so that's basically it. Now, the next thing you're going to need to become a profitable email marketer is simply learn where to find foreign clients, right? Not every business can afford to pay you good amount of money for it. And as I say foreign clients, I'm not talking about people in India or people in Pakistan or any of those kind of things, because if you're targeting people in those countries, they're basically a third world country too. So they can't really, really pay you well for it. Okay? They can't really pay you really good amounts of money for it. That's why you want to target people in first world countries like the United States of America, Singapore, United Arab Emirates, the what do they call it again? There's so many first world countries, United Kingdom, Australia, and the rest of that, right? You want to target people or companies in these states because it's easier for them to pay you. And one of the reasons why they're able to pay you that is a first world economy, right? Like for example, during the time I spent when I'm in Dubai, my house rent before I came back, basically on February, my house rent this thing before for throughout last year down to February was approximately within $2,000 to $3,000 every single month. That's about 1.4 million naira every single month. Now that might seem like a huge amount of money, but it's not even among the expensive house rents outside the country. I'm not telling you this about money but I'm telling you so you understand the difference between their economy and why this is a massive leverage. Because you have a smartphone, you have a phone that you can use, or a laptop or a tablet, and actually get in contact with people in these countries who run a business and actually offer them a service and get paid really well for it. Okay? So now the benefits of this three-step blueprint is that you don't have to spend months trying to figure this thing out by yourself. You get to progress faster because you understand the core use of email marketing and how it directly impacts their business and how much money you can help or potentially help them make, and you know how to write really good emails, and then you can learn to find, you know where to find these particular clients. So you get to progress faster, and it becomes harder for you to fail. And you also get to make way more money because you have all these things on that check. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is exactly what type of special emails that you're going to be writing for foreign businesses that takes so little time for you to write, and yes, pay the $1,000 and above, right? Because it's not any kind of email you can write. You can't write the happy birthday email that GT Bank is sending to you, or Sterling Bank, or any of the bank you use is sending to you, right? Right? You can't write those kind of emails. You want special emails, and I'm going to give you 3 major types of emails that you can write for these companies, and why it takes basically, and why it takes so little for you to, and why it takes so little time for you to write it, and not just for you to write it, but basically for it to get, sorry about that, I'm getting lost in my thoughts. So basically, this type of emails, I'm going to show you why it takes so little time for you to write it, because they're already preset and they have a specific function they're doing, and why it takes so little time for you to set it, and why it takes so little for you to actually find clients who actually want this kind of emails, because they already have an up and running business. Okay. So the first type of emails they're going to learn how to write is basically promotional emails. What are promotional emails? Simply as they're called, they're emails for promotion. Now, you could be promoting a conference for the company. You could be promoting the new launch of maybe their pots, their kettle, right? Or their supplements, their new vitamin C fruit supplements, their new steroids, or any of these medical things. One of the best industries you can actually work in, basically, because there's a lot of money there, right? Or maybe blood pressure drugs and the rest of that, basically. Right? That's the first thing you're going to be doing for them. Now, the next thing is basically that's one type of emails actually going to be writing for them. So these emails are basically to help them promote what it is they are selling. So if you write an email, and like I said, these guys have, like, let's say they have 10,000 emails that they're sending this to, and you promote a conference coming up, and maybe it costs each person $150 to attend that conference, and they get 200 people from you. 200 times 150 is basically making the company $30,000. They can easily pay you $1,000 or $2,000 for that listing, right? For just that email series you've written. Okay. Now, this is not just promotional emails come in series, but I'm going to explain that later so I don't confuse you guys. Okay. All right. Awesome. So the next type of emails you're actually going to learn how to write is something I call newsletter emails. Now, what are newsletter emails? Newsletter emails are emails that go out either every day, or every 2 days, or every 3 days, or maybe they go out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This is the pattern the emails go out, right? And this is also awesome because you are going to be in charge, or you're going to be on the retainer for these companies, because they need you to write newsletter emails for them, right? So you're writing this type of emails for them, and you're under a monthly salary. It could be as small as $500 per month, or even $300 per month. But even if it's $300 per month, let's say you're a beginner, right? Times 750, that's still 225,000 naira each and every single month, writing these newsletter emails. But typically, you are expected to make nothing less than $1,000 per month on a retainer as an email copywriter. And the best part is that these emails are short. Emails are like 500 words or less. So you don't need to come and start racking your head to come up with these emails, or for you to write these emails, because it's something that is easy, and there's so much abundance of material and templates out there that can actually help you get this done. Okay. Now, the next type of emails that you can write for these companies that gets you paid so much, even though it takes you so much little time to write it, is something called evergreen emails. Now, what are evergreen emails? Evergreen emails are basically emails that even if you write them today, if someone comes into their email list next year, that email gets sent out to them, right? It's evergreen, basically. So if you write emails that helps anybody that opts into their email list, that helps them, that sells them a particular, I like using supplements because one of the favorite industries I work with is this people who sell health products. Okay, cool. So like I was saying, so let's say you write an email that helps them sell a particular vitamin C supplement, right? Now, what that does is that since it's an evergreen email sequence, if at first it makes, let's say this the first month of you writing that email series, let's say 100 people come into their list and they make about, let's say, $500 from it. That same email is going to keep going out because it's in a software, it's automated, it's automatic, right? Basically, for the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And over time, that email can make them the most amount of money, ranking up to $500,000, depending on the size of the company and the size of traffic they're actually driving to their email lists. Okay. And I like evergreen emails because these are one of the emails that get you paid the most for it. You can charge basically $250 per email for an evergreen email. And if you're writing an email series, if you're writing 5 emails, that's already $1,250. Or if you're writing 6 series, right, that's already $1,500. Now you can do this for other type of emails, promotional emails, but mostly for evergreen emails. Okay, cool. Now the benefit of this type of emails is that now that you understand how these emails work and how they directly impact the company, you can negotiate better deals with clients because now you know your stuff, right? You know, you have some insight into the back end of what the emails that this company are paying you to do. All right, think about it, because if you're an average email copywriter or email marketer and you're just an average writer and the company hires you and say, write XYZ emails for me, right? Now, this can simply mean you can write the email basically, and at the end of the day, they pay you $30, $50 for the email, and you're happy. You made some money, right? They paid you for your writing. But if you know what happens, like I just explained now, from promotional emails to this thing, evergreen emails to newsletter emails and the rest of that, you can charge more, and you know how much impact it's actually going to provide for the company, right? You also get paid more because now you have inside knowledge, and you're able to get more jobs faster because now you are perceived as an expert. If you know the real value behind the emails you're writing for these companies and what it actually does for them and how it actually impacts their life, you get more jobs faster. Nobody's going to hire a novice, and nobody wants to hire somebody else, although they are left from their rights. And the good thing is that this is really, really easy to learn. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to learn is my fail-proof formula for getting foreign businesses that want to pay you top dollar for writing emails. Right? Now, what you need for this is, number one, a compelling offer. The next thing you need is the right business and then the right platform. I'm going to show you something really, really amazing in the next few minutes, okay? But let's get started with number one, which is basically the compelling offer. So what is a compelling offer? A compelling offer is basically, in fact, there's nothing for me to do. It's basically an offer that is actually compelling or really, really sweet. Let me explain. So let's say, let me take someone's name from here. Let's say Elizabeth, right? Let's say Elizabeth is an email writer and I am also an email writer, right? Now, Elizabeth goes out there in the market or into these freelance platforms or social media platforms. I say she writes emails for companies, right? And of course, she gets hired. Maybe at the end of the month, she makes $200, $300 per month or $500 per month. But I, on my own end, I create a compelling offer around my skill or services. So instead of me just writing emails for every single person, right? No, what I decide to do is that I become an email writer or an email marketer, basically, for fitness instructors. I help them get more clients and get more people to actually work with them and take their fitness advice or their gym advice or however you want to actually simplify it to, right? Now, for each client I work with, I charge $1,000 each month because obviously these guys are charging about $300 every month to actually coach these companies, right? I charge about $3,000 each month, and it's as good as that, basically, right? So if I work with just 3 clients a month, I've made $3,000. Whereas Elizabeth, who does not have a compelling offer, could actually work with 10 clients and she would not even smell half of the amount of money that I've actually made. So that's one of the tricks behind this, right? Because you want to understand that in any scenario, 20% of the people make the most money while 80% make the least money. So let's say if this market is worth $100 million, 20% of people are making 80, their combined earnings could be $80 million. And the remaining 80% of people their combined earnings will be worth $20 million. And that's how life is. It's called the 80 to 20% rule and principle. It's how it is because most people never spend time to calm down and understand the workings or mechanic of what it is they're doing and behind the scenes, or understand proper ways of doing it, right? So I already explained a compelling offer. The next one is the right business. This one is one of the simplest of all because they are everywhere. They are on LinkedIn, they are on Facebook, they are on Twitter, they are on Upwork, basically. The right business is a business that can actually afford to offer you these services. Ideally, they should have a lot of people in their email list. Very, very important. If they don't have a lot of people in their email list, then they might not be the right. I said they are starting a new email list, right? Then that's good. But you want a company that can hire, that can afford to actually pay you the amount of money you're looking for. And that's why I said we're targeting first world countries. I showed you at the beginning of this the 15 email sequence I wrote for 1,500. That was basically $100 per email, right? Cool. Now there is no Nigerian company that I'm going to be able, like I said, the top one. I need to have connection address to that. That I'm going to be able to compel or tell them this is my fee, and they want to pay me $1,500, and that's actually exchange rate. That's 1,125,000 there. So imagine telling them 1,125,000 there, or telling someone or a foreign company in the first world country $1,500. Which of them do you think it's easier? Obviously, it's the dollars one, and that's an amazing leverage that I'm just glad I discovered around 2018, and that's helped my life since then. If not, I'll still be dying in poverty by now, basically. Okay. So the next thing is basically the right platform. What's the right platform? It can either be freelance platform or social media platforms. So I'm going to take you to my Upwork profile here, and we're going to search for email jobs. Right? If we search for email jobs, you'll see, or email marketers, you'll see how much these guys earn on average. Okay, so let it load up. Okay, so all right, there you load up. Oh, network. Oh. This is taking so much time. I don't know if it's Nigerian network that is doing this to me. Yeah, it's definitely Nigerian network. So you can see it right here, right? Walter Enin Naya, right? Walter Enin Naya, Dubai United Arab Emirates, right? Over $16,000 plus earned on Upwork, right? And one of those things I did, in fact, you can see it on one of the previous job I did, right? Is called email copywriter. Something like this that I'm actually teaching you right here, right now, right? Like Walter is a hardworking self-starter, he's a quick learner, not afraid of demanding work, and is open to feedback. Would rehire without question. Now, this work took me approximately about, let's say, 3 weeks or close to a month. And I got paid $1,175 for it. Now, $1,175 around there was about, I think it was close to about 800K, right? But if it was at today's exchange rate, that would be, that would basically be $1,175, right? Times 750. That would be 881,000 naira. So around this time, that means you should around 600 or 700,000 naira at end there, right? For one single project. Most people do not get to make this amount of money in fact 6 months. They've not made this amount of money from their job. Even if their job is paying them 100,000 naira each and every month, they've not seen this amount of money anywhere near them before, right? Most people say, let me not even go into it, basically. So you basically get the point, right? So now let's go and let me show you this freelance platforms for getting clients. Like I said, it's either freelance platforms or social media platforms. Now the first one, freelance platforms, is platforms like this I'm on now, Upwork. Now these are platforms where people from all these countries come to hire people to actually do work for them because there's demand for this. There's a very, very high demand for your freelance services or your freelance skills, right? Now, the second type of this thing of platforms is either on Facebook groups or of Facebook or LinkedIn. If you know what LinkedIn is, basically a social media platform for businesses, right? Or sorry about that, or Twitter and the rest of that. So on Upwork here, we can simply search. Let's see. This one is for a landing page. Not important. Let me see if there's anyone who has something. You need someone for what? All right, let me just type email copywriter, right? And we go to talent and we click on enter, I would see how much people who do this on average are earning, right? And we'll also take the search to jobs and see how much people are willing to hire email marketers for this kind of job, right? So this one is from Pakistan, and you can see it's over $309 earned, right? This is a Nigerian. He's basically how much he has earned. But here's another one from Nigeria. B2B, email marketing copywriting specialist. Basically has earned $5,700 from this, right? And it's also a top rated this thing while living in Nigeria. There's so many of them. $7,800 still in Nigeria, and they are showing me mostly Nigeria. Maybe it's because of my location, right? Sorry about that. I think I clicked something, right? And tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of this. Basically, these are how much that is possible for them to earn. Okay, now this is basically for email copywriting. We can still take this, right? And search for jobs. Let's see what kind of jobs are available for this particular skill set right now. Okay. Okay, the timing is a little bit off. All right, cool. It showed up, right? So we can see one here. This person has spent, okay, this person is just a new client or a new employer. It's like, I need an email outreach campaign that can generate new business, right? Like I said, this is simply what it does. It generates new business or new customers for these companies. And anything that makes money for people are willing to pay a lot. That's one thing you have to understand, right? And this person has spent over $1,000 hiring. Still a fairly new client, right? This job was posted 1 hour ago, so I can even apply to it, right? Looking to write 20 emails in Aweber. 20 budget is $50 per email. Now, obviously, this person is looking for an expert, but let's say let's say you get this job now, or may I apply for this job and write these 20 emails at $50 per email. If you times that, that's basically $1,000 for writing these emails, right? Now let's look at another one. You can see some really cheap ones here. Like that's why I say you need to know your stuff. If you don't know your stuff, you're going to be drifting. Basically, you're going to be wondering what you're doing, right? So here's another one: email marketing for Mailchimp. Create the email marketing campaign and write the emails basically, and it's willing to pay you hourly, $13 to $35 per hour. Now, if you're a beginner and you're working $13 per hour and you work, let's say, you work 20 hours a week, that's even too much. You work 10 hours a week, that's 130. 130 times 4 is $520 per month. That's like a really beginner-friendly distance. But it looks like so much small money, especially if you're living in a first world country. But if you're living in Nigeria, that's 390,000 naira for something that you can basically for something that you are still not up to 2 months old doing. If you go to a Nigerian school, you have to spend about 7 years if you studied anything medicine related like me, or 6 years basically, right? Or 4 years, or in fact 5 years, basically, you have to consider ASU strike and the rest of that. And then you come out and you can't get a first job to easily pay you 150,000 naira. So you have to struggle for it after the whole years and the amount of money spent, basically, tons of money spent, time wasted, frustrations, the rest of that. You can't really get a job that will pay you a amount of money compared to this that it takes you about 2 months basically to get, even if it's the small paying jobs like this at $520 every single month, which is 390K, right? So there are tons and tons of that, but basically that's exactly what I wanted to show you, or that's what I want to actually show you on this. Okay, so let's go back to our slides. All right, cool. Now the benefits of everything of this I've shown you here, of getting companies of finding foreign companies that will pay you, is that number one, you get to be seen. It's one thing to have a skill, another thing to get hired and paid really well for the skill. One of the favorite statements my friend like to make is that the best is not the one who gets paid the most, it's the best known that gets paid the most. So even if you feel like you're really good at something and you're not out there and people don't know that you can actually do this thing, they're not going to get paid really good amounts of money for it. It's as simple as that. The best known gets paid the most. Okay. So the benefit is that if you get save more time spent that you otherwise spend trying to get high paying foreign clients, you get to work with some of the best in the industry. Nobody calls you a failure anymore, laughs at you, because now you are earning in dollars, right? You're earning top notch in dollars and the rest of that. So far, we've covered what email marketing is and how it works. the basics of how to get started with email marketing and copywriting, the 3-step blueprint for becoming a great email marketer, special type of emails that you can write, this kind of emails that and get paid thousands of dollars for while working less hours, and how you can find top clients or top companies that would hire you to write these kind of emails, right? Now, if you are still listening and eager to become a high-paid email marketer, then you are in for a treat because I have something special for you, right? Now, you would agree with me that it's been a great time spent so far. I can't cover everything up in an hour's webinar. And here's a special offer so you can get everything you need to know. And if you act fast, I'm going to give you a very, very special deal. Okay? Now, what if when it comes to making money online, you can actually eat your cake and have it too? I mean, chances are this isn't the first online money making opportunity you're hearing about, or you might want to try, right? You might have heard of others, but you never jumped in because you've been asking yourself this question: how do I minimize the risks and pressure that comes with making money online and maximize its benefits, right? I mean, there are so many things that you can do online, but I would say it's both risky and not risky. Well, anything that has to do with making or doing something phenomenal has to come with a considerable amount of risk, right? But some risks is just too much risk. Maybe you're a beginner, you don't have a cash flow, and you say you want to do crypto, and then bam, that's 200K you think you're saving in your account. It's gone. The market has eaten it. You cannot do anything about it, right? So there are this and that, basically, right? So you get what I'm trying to say. Now, before I proceed, I want you to please take notes. Don't let old habits stop you from taking advantage of this. What are those old habits? Old habits like, what if I cannot do this, or what if I can do this? Now, like I said earlier, I have repeated time and time again across this webinar because it's very important to me that if you are my students, you can speak in good English, understand good English, write good English. If you fit that criteria, then it doesn't matter what level of education you start. I never finished university, basically, right? You can actually work and get paid thousands of dollars for these companies. If you do not fit that criteria, there are other ways of making money online, legitimate ways, right? But that most likely is this one we're talking about right here. Most likely is not for you. Okay, so understand that. The next old habit could be, yo, Walter, if Walter is making so much money, why is he teaching us? Well, because number one, I'm going to make money from this if you decide to get the program. That one is for sure. But if you get the program, you are also going to make way more times 10 times 20, way more money than you would have ever imagined compared to it. Okay? So if that pisses you off, or if you feel like getting courses or any other kind of thing, it's against your belief system, then voila, because I did not really give a fuck. Okay? So on that note, let's proceed. With that said, I'd like to personally invite you to the 30 days email profit blueprint program. Now, what's the 30 days email profit blueprint program? This is a program designed to take you, or actually within 30 days, for you to go from a beginner level email marketer to an expert and start getting paid for it. Within 30 days, you should be primed and ready to start reaching out to clients and getting paid for your work. This is one of the fastest skills that you can learn and actually start selling. That's why I said within 2 months, you could get your first client of $500 per month. I don't know how much you're earning right now, but $500 per month is about 380K or 270K or 290K, basically, depending on what you exchange for. And that's good money if you're living in Nigeria. That's more than some people's yearly house rent, right? Cool. Now, to help you decide if the 30 days email profit blueprint program is for you, here's what you're going to get today when you get into it. Now, section number 1, everything redefined from an email marketer's perspective. Now, if you go into your Gmail right now, or if you're using Apple, whatever device you're actually using, go to where you receive emails. You're going to see that other people are sending you emails, and up to this point, for the most part, you might have not understood the kind of marketing going on behind the emails, or why they send you certain types of emails and the rest of that, right? Now, I'm going to redefine this frame of thought so you get everything from an email marketer's perspective. Inside this module, you're going to learn your job as an email marketer, an email copywriter, the expectations versus the reality, right? Common terms used in email marketing and their meaning, very important, right? Especially when you're reaching out to clients also. Email sequences, what they are and how they work. These are series of emails and sequences, right? I'm also going to teach you how to build a winning mindset and expectations. A lot of people suffer because of a weak mindset. I was having a discussion earlier today with someone. I think he's one of the people that came from Facebook, right? And the person was like, we're talking about progress. And the person was like, what if I fall sick and die? I was like, We're talking about progress. We're talking about how you can take your next step further and make progress. And you're talking about and how you can make more money, right? And you're talking about what if you fall sick and die. That's a negative mindset. But that's even like one of the few things we're going to talk about in this. I'm going to help you reconstruct the way you see things and see things in a more positive limelight. Okay. Now, this particular model should not take you more than 1 day to actually consume. Okay. Now, in section number 2, you're going to get the email copywriting program from 0 to hero in basically 7 days. Now, I will tell you this is the most important segment of the program. Should I tell you? Should I tell you why? Because you get to make the most money if you get this, and that's why I put it at 7 days. If you have to take 14 days to actually get it right, take 14 days. That's good. How many times have you worked with someone and the person did a shitty job and you don't want to hire the person again, right? I mean, we see that a lot in Nigeria because I don't even understand our value system sometimes, basically. But that's the thing. You'll be pissed not to want to work with the person again. So if you don't learn how to become an email marketer real good, then you don't want to. Then you this might not even be for you, basically. Because let me tell you something. A client, let's say you get your first client. Most people are always so greedy. They want to get the first client at $2,000. That's not going to happen. But let's say you get a client at $300 or $400 or $500, right? And you do a good job, and that client is mind blown. They're impressed. That same client is going to be more than willing to pay you $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 the next time they've worked with you, because now they know that, oh, this person knows their stuff. This person is an expert. This person understands how I work, instead of hiring someone new, basically. Okay, so this section should take you 7 days, but if it has to take you 14 days, that's fine. If it takes you 15, if it takes you even shorter, 10 days, I want you to pay full attention to this section number 2. Inside this, you're going to learn things like what email copywriting is, how to start email, parts of an email, right? How to write different parts of an email, the breakdown of high-performing emails, case study of emails I've written that have done over $9,000, my formula for writing emails in an hour, 2 hours or less, and how to write evergreen emails. Remember, you can charge a lot for this. Okay. Now, this section will take you no more than 7 days. Now, in section number 3, you're going to get access to the this thing. What do they call it? Code Email Academy, right? You're going to get access to the Code Email Academy. What's code emails? Code emails are basically emails that you actually write to people upon first contact. So basically, you don't know me before, I don't know you before, or maybe we've seen each other on Facebook or Twitter, right? And we're basically our popular figures. But the first email that you send to me or listen has to be a code email that eases the friction for our communication, right? Let me give you an insight of why code emails pay a lot now. So let's say let's take my for example, my apartment I stay when I move to Dubai, when I'm in Dubai for the year, right? Now that apartment, it's in a skyscraper, and almost every single 1 bedroom there has almost the same type of setting. It's one company that does the bed frames and dining table, right? It's one company that supplies the TV. It's one company that supplies the chandelier. It's one company that supplies the washing machine, right? Now that's business, right? Now, if you are a company that supplies washing machine, basically, and you want to get in contact with that real estate company that builds the skyscraper to be the one to supply, let's say, over 100 units of washing machine to them, how do you contact them? It's through code email. So this is why it's very important. Now, that's on a grand scale. In a lighter scale of things, this could be for people who are selling softwares, for people who are running Facebook ads, for people who have a marketing agency, right? I run these services, and I also use code emails for my business too. That's why this section is very important and makes the most money, right? So, sorry, inside you're going to learn what code emails is and their purpose, the difference between B2B emails and B2C emails and D2C emails, how to write code emails for clients, how to use the same code emails to get clients and companies to work with you themselves, and the rest of that. Okay. Now, section number 4, you're going to be learning how to get high-paying clients on Upwork. Inside this, Upwork is already a platform I showed you, the one I showed you, people, Nigerians who are doing email marketing already, or jobs for email marketing, right? Inside this section, you're going to learn what Upwork is and how you can get started. How to open an account on Upwork without you getting rejected. Very important, because if you open your account in a nonsense way, they're going to turn down they're going to basically reject your account. How to set up your Upwork profile as an email marketer, and how to submit job-winning proposals and proposal templates for email marketers. Okay. Now, section number 5, you're going to learn how to get high-profile clients on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is very important because you have a lot of CEOs that are actually distant, that are actually there, founders, head of marketing, head of main writer, chief editor, and that. And these are decision makers that you can actually reach out to, and that's why LinkedIn is very important. Okay, so inside this, you're going to learn how to set up an attention-grabbing LinkedIn profile, how to do outreach on LinkedIn, LinkedIn outreach templates for email marketers, and how to craft big offers for client outreach. Now, with this knowledge at your fingertips, you can now become a modern-day money-making email marketing machine, right? But that's not all, right? If you get the 30 days email profit blueprint program today, I'm going to add something extra just because you are here. Some extra bonuses for you. First bonus you're going to get is full access to the members area, so you can ask questions, get in touch directly with me, and have companions on your journey. So you get to get mixed with other email marketers, but not just other email marketers. You get to ask questions on the group chat, or get in direct contact with me to ask questions on the group chat, right? That's bonus number one. Now, no failure bonus number two is how to get your first clients in 2 weeks or less. This is the exact same strategy I would use, and let me even just give you an insight. It consists of reaching out to these CEOs directly, and these are CEOs who are actively looking for an email marketer, right? And this is going to show you how you can actually get them in 2 weeks or less. 2 weeks is too long. This is actually more like a 3 to 4 day or 5 day strategy, but I just put 2 weeks for there because I like to manage people's expectations, right? Now, no failure bonus number three you're going to get is full access to email scripts that you can actually plug and play. Now, what does this mean? You're going to get email templates or pre-written emails that you can actually edit, and you can use it for either your clients or draw inspiration for writing for your clients and simply plug and play this. Okay? Now, no failure bonus number four, you're going to get access to email templates for different campaigns and sequences, for newsletter type of emails, for promotional type of emails, for evergreen emails. You're going to get templates, pre-written emails that you can draw inspiration from or copy how they are written to use for your listing. This makes this infinitely much more easier, especially if you're not the writing type of person, right? No failure bonus number five, you're going to get access to email swap files. This is a list of really good marketing emails written from years ago up to like 2022, right? Cool. Now, no failure bonus number six you're going to get is the cold email message scripts or client acquisition. Basically, you're going to learn how to write code emails and scripts. I told you about code emails, right? So I'm also going to give you templates and scripts that you can actually use for this to actually write for either your clients or reach out to people who actually want to hire you, want them to hire you. Okay? Now, bonus number seven is an exclusive fast action bonus for the first 10 people to get into the 30 days email profit blueprint program today. Remember, it's about just 30 days, right? You're going to get full access to the freelance for smartphone course for a lifetime. And this is only for the first 10 people. So as you can see, I've added everything needed for you to take your first step on an email marketer's path to earning at least $1,000 per project and more. Without you needing much experience, without you needing a degree, without you needing to wait for years at a Nigerian job, without you being the most gifted in your industry, and most especially without you relying on luck. Now, please note, all of these materials are in video, PDF, and recording formats, okay? Now, Walter, how much does it cost for me to get into the 30 days email profit blueprint program? In a minute, I'll tell you, but first, I want you to look at this. So this is a testimony from one of my students, Victoria. She's an email marketer. She's like, my new job is worth $1,156, and it's my first job, right? And it is super awesome. $1,156 times current exchange rates, that's 867,000 naira, right? And like I said, I don't like to tell people that your first job is going to be $1,000. It could be $300, it could be $200, it could be $500, right? But this was like one of these good people, and she got her first job at $1,156. That's 867,000 there. I promise you, even lecturers that have been working for 5 years are not earning up to this amount in 3 months. Again, if you want to make the most money, you want to sell to rich people. And even if it's not rich people, people in first world countries or businesses in first world countries get to see more money and get to pay more value for the distance. And that's the leverage you actually want to tap into, right? So here's an email I wrote that did $9,600 for my clients, right? Or like Frances, who went from this was her message in 1st of October 2021. She was asking me for some advice on copywriting and writing ebooks, basically, right? She went from this to this. This was 28th July 2022. So that's about 9 months. And I was like, hi, Walter. I just wanted to let you know I got the top rated badge last month. And this is a badge that you get when you are really good on Upwork and you've done, I think, about $5,000 upwards or $10,000 upwards. Okay, now $5,000 or $3,000 upwards. You've earned that amount, right? And she was like, on Upwork, I've earned over $8,000. One of my contracts moved me offline, and I've earned more than 3,000 US dollars there. So in the space of less than a year or 9 months, she made $11,000. Now, if you divide, obviously her income was maybe not stable throughout the entire month, but if you divide $11,000 by 9 months, that's approximately $1,200 every single month, right? In the space of a year, she had made $11,000. And you've seen some at the beginning from Samuel, right? Like this thing, email copywriter for a single project, $800, and my profile and tons and tons and tons of that, basically. Now, remember, here is all you're going to be getting when you join 30 days email profit blueprints today. Okay. The first thing you're going to get is introduction to email marketing, worth over 20,000 naira. Email copywriting from 0 to hero in 7 days, worth over 50,000 naira. Obviously, you're not going to pay that, right? Code email academy. You're going to get access to the code email academy, worth over 50,000 naira, but you're not going to pay that. Getting high paid email clients on Upwork, worth over 30,000 naira. Getting high profile clients on LinkedIn. Bonus number 1, access to the members area where you can combine with other email copywriters and also get in touch with me directly. Bonus number 2, how to get your first client in 2 weeks or less, right? Bonus number 3, full code email scripts that you can plug and play, worth over 15,000, right? Bonus number 4, email templates for different campaigns and sequences. Bonus number 5, email swipe files, right? And bonus number 6, code email message scripts for client acquisition. And our fast action bonus 7 for the first 10 people to take advantage of this today, right? We bring the total value of this program to over 325,000 naira, and that's basically like $500 if you're selling into the foreign international markets. Some email copywriting classes I've paid for international clients cost up to $1,000 basically, but you're not going to pay any of that. You're not going to pay it amounts basically, and you're still going to get access to everything that has been mentioned here, and still get access to more in future value. Now, the launch price to get the 30 days email marketing profit blueprints is 45,000 naira. And the first batch of students who actually got it at 45,000 naira, right? But for those of you here right now, right, about a whole almost 200 of you, basically, you get to pay only 30,000 naira. And if you're among the first 10 people, then count yourself lucky, because you're going to get my fast action bonus. So to make payments, simply send 30,000 naira, just 30,000 naira to the following account details: 0429486110 GT Bank, right? Guarantee Trust Bank, Walter Eninaya. So let me just copy that and put there. And when you are done, you send a screenshot and your email to my DM with the words EMPB. Now this is so that I can see your message and fast, super fast, number 1, and also grant you access to the 30 days email profit blueprint program. Okay, so this is let me just copy this message and pin it. So for the first 10 people that want to make payment and who are super fast, now you can make this payment between today is what? Today is Wednesday, right? So between today and the next 4 days, right? So between now and what do we call it? Within now and what would be a good date now? Let me think. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Right? Within now and Monday night, you are eligible to pay 30,000 naira, right? And for the first 10 people, you're going to get access to my distant. Now, if it exceeds Monday night, well, if you want to get into the 30 days email profit blueprint program, you're going to have to pay 45,000 naira. Okay? So hope that helps. And send a screenshot on your email to my DM with the words EMPB. Awesome. One more thing. Here are some more testimonials. So here is one from my students. Work in progress, $340. In review, $596. Pending, $0. And available for withdrawal, $519. This is an Upwork listing, right? And here's one from Precious, like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I'm making $1,000 per month from 2 Upwork clients, right? life is good. You're working from either your phone or from your laptop, and you are not stressing yourself, right? So like, but he does something different, right? Like, good day, Sir Walter. This is another one, and he told me to blur his name. Like, good day, Sir Walter. Would be really ungrateful of me not to share my wins for 2022, basically 2022. And it was all thanks to your help and coaching. I worked with just 2 clients last year, one of which paid me $3,400, and another which I've been working with on a retainer that sums up to over $9,000. To think that I entered 2022 really broke, I'm really grateful to God for your help. Thanks for everything. Hope to do more in 2023. I was like, please crop out my name if you want to post this, right? And this is awesome because I like this because most people tend to think that you have to work with different clients every single time. But no, you can make things easier for yourself. That's why I emphasized on learning email copywriting. And even if though it will take you 7 days, you can even put in more work and take it and study it again, even for 14 days, right? And then you get your first clients, and that clients can want to keep you and be paying you $1,000 every single month. At the end of the year, we have made at least $12,000. No matter where you are no matter where you are living in this Africa, even so in some places in the US, that's good amount of money, basically. Okay. And lastly, this from Anthony is like, hi Walter, how is it going? I just signed a contract with a marketing agency in the US for $250 per month to work as an email account manager, right? And marketer. Basically writing code email and sending and managing the list. I asked for $500, but they wanted to start with me at $200 first for the first few months, right? And 15 and then 15% on the every deal closed. And that's really a good amount, right? So $250 per month is pretty much okay for someone my age. I think he's really, really young. And I find this to be the case of some of my students or some people who are older. People tend to get scared of calling prices or sticking to the prices they call. $250 times 750 is 187,000 naira, right? And you might be thinking, oh, I'm just 1 month into this thing, so let me just manage it. Once you convert it to naira, it becomes so easy sometimes to actually just settle for less. But you don't want to do that. But he's a beginner, so I let him get the slide, right? He's like, I know this is not what you taught us, but I will do well and get a better job soon. So that's basically it. So simply send 30,000 naira if you want to be among the first 10 people to the account details 0429486110 GT Bank Guarantee Trust Bank. And you'll see my name there, Walter Ainaya, right? And send a screenshot of your email to my DM with the words EMPB. Okay? And that's it. So now it's time for questions. And if you have any questions, simply let me know. Okay? Okay. So this is the account number to make payment again. Let me just leave it on the screen. And let me play you this person's testimonial, by the way. Let me see if I can find that. If you have questions, simply drop them in this thing, and I'll be able to answer them for you, okay? Richard, you said you have a question about what? Ask the question so I can see it, okay? Or is it my network? Because I'm not seeing any question here. All right, so if you guys don't have questions, then it will mean I did a super good job of teaching you guys today, and that's awesome. So let me just share this with you guys, play this video, and then we can all be on our way. If you have questions, drop them now. It's not when Walter wants to go and end this class. You will say, I want to ask you questions, right? Oh, God, T network. So I think I found it, but network is giving me issues. So what's my email address? Like I said, please listen well. Drop your own email address, Taiwo. Drop it in my DM. You have my DM, and I will send you access. You don't need my email address. You have my DM, so you can send me your payment screenshots there, right? You can send me your payment screenshot there, and I'll send you access. People are already making payment. I don't know if you can see this, right? So let me play this for you, and I'll send you access with the words EMPB, just so that I can find your message really, really fast, and we should be good to go. Let me play this for you guys as I'm waiting for questions, right? So video file, boom, 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 and preview, right? Cool. So let's play it. Uche, are you trying to insult me? If you want to insult me, first call me stupid. Not why not 10K. Okay? If you want to insult me, go straight to the point. Don't go through corners. You want to make $1,000 per month, and that's about 750K, but you don't want to sacrifice anything. That's not how life works, right? You are just coming from a recession. Which recession? We are still in the recession. So you wake up to reality, please. I can't reduce the price, and that's the final price. So if you can make the payments between now and Monday evening, that's awesome. If you don't get to do that, well, I don't know what to say. Oh my God. Jesus Christ, what kind of network is this?
Hi, I'm Samuel, and if you're watching this, you're probably
All right,
considering
that's
buying
done.
one of
So it's going
Walter's
to play
courses.
now.
You probably have your doubts. You're wondering if it's worth your time, effort, or money. Probably because you've bought a course or two before and they just were not worth your time and they just weren't worth it. Or you heard a thing or two about online courses before that they are just grabbing money from you and you don't see results. Well, I don't know about that, but I can give you an example of myself. I'm a direct response copywriter, and before jumping on the 0 to 2K challenge by Walter, it seemed like a lot. $2,000 seemed like it was just a lot for people to pay me to write. It's only been a couple of weeks, and I've already crossed the $1,000 mark. Now I know it is very possible to reach 2,000 and even more. Walter is going to teach you everything you need to know to get the clients. He's going to teach you about Upwork. He's going to teach you about LinkedIn, sending proposals, the mindset, the pitching, discovery calls. He's going to teach you everything. It now comes down to you to take action now and to continuously take action consistently to see the results that you want. I recommend Walter's courses, 0 to 2K Challenge, iPremium Freelancer, and I believe that you would get the results you want from them.
All right, awesome. So that's basically it. So I'm seeing some questions here, so let me attend to them. So first one I saw is actually a complaint. It's saying, please, I'm a student. I need help. See, I like reality, and I like people who face reality. Nobody is going to come to save you. You are the one. Your destiny is in your hand. Nobody is going to come and go out of their way to help you. So please understand that, okay? So, like I said, the full package is 30,000 naira, and that's within today, which is Wednesday and Thursday. Once it exceeds that time frame, then it's gone. Okay. Um, of anyone that knows the value of this knows the price is fair enough, and it's not for everyone. I also have to filter on serious people. Now I could easily do this for free, but when you pay, you get to pay more attention, and that's very important. Okay. Mm, why are you putting your matric number on the internet? I don't think you guys understand how the internet works. So don't let somebody go and impersonate you, please. Okay, so this is the account number to make payment to. It's let you look up 0429 GT Bank, right? Walter in there, and you get to see it there. Okay. Questions. Can you still pay 30K by Monday? For sure. As long as Monday has not ended, then that's good to go. Okay. So I still have about I want to end this by this thing 9:20. So I have about 1 more minute. So any other questions, guys? I have not even said if you've made payment, just simply send me a DM, and once I'm done from this, I'm going to send you access. Okay. So after payment, how do you start? Like I said, you make your payment to these accounts, right? And then you send a screenshot to my DM of the receipt of payments, basically, right? And you put the words under it, EMPB. so I can send a message super fast. And then you also send me your email, right? Once I see that, I would use that email to grant you access to the program, to the 30 days email profit building program. Okay. So Kamaldin is like, I just made payments of 30K now. Also, I think I would see it once I'm done from this class, right? And someone like, God bless you, and no knowledge is a waste. And that's awesome. I like that because that's true. No knowledge is a waste. You might look at this and be like, okay, this is not something I can do. That's fine. Don't kill yourself on top of it. I don't even want you to say you want to go and borrow to do it, right? But I want people to understand that you can make these good amounts of money because you are living in Nigeria, funny enough, and it's basically a cheat code. You are basically doing less work than at least 90% of the people on earth right now. I'm still making good amounts of money. I mean, $2,000 every single month. It's not so much of big money outside the country, right? It's not even paying my house rent in Dubai, but basically, if you convert it to naira, that is 1.4 million naira or 1 point something plus million naira every single month. That's super awesome, guys. If freelancing or email marketing is not for you, that's also fine. I already told you, if you don't fit the criteria of being good at English, then it's most likely it's not for you. Okay? So Ufoma says, is this a recorded video? We'll be having classes for 30 days. Which classes for 30 days? It's I've already held the class and you're getting access to the recordings. However, you're going to be able to join any future live class that we actually host. Okay. All right, Jacinta, I would share the replay link so you can actually go through it at your own pace. Okay. Can you have my WhatsApp number? I don't see how you'll be on this webinar if you don't have my WhatsApp number. You came to my DM before you joined the group, right? But let me just type it in the message section so you can actually see it. Okay, so let me type it. Where is that thing again? So this is my number. Type a comment 0906139759. Right? That's my WhatsApp number. Cool. I would confirm your payment once I'm done, please. No problem. Once I'm done from this class, I'll confirm it. Okay. So any other question, guys? Any other question? All right. Awesome. So once again, the pinned message is the account to make payment, which is 0429486110 Walter. Let me send it, and I'm ending this. So I appreciate hosting all of you here, and I hope you really found major value in learning about email marketing and the rest of that. Okay, so on that note, I'm ending the webinar now. Take care and good night.